Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including but not limited to copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. May the albatross guide your way.
All right. Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host. We're a D&D 5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangmen, Worms of Frostheart. Our party were former prisoners, once covert operatives for Giuliano's government, as they face sentient calamities led by the Rebirth Bastion, a Genasi army threatening to destroy the world. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otterboy Triton Bastard class. I also play Eddie, as well as any other similarly named characters.
All right. Along with Nita.
Hi there, Nita here. I play Aaliyah Allblack, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Rakuzan.
Hello, y'all. I play Malvet Soha Fidash, the Spore Druid Astral Monk Tree Golem, who is the sap that holds the party together.
And finally, Moomin.
Hello! I play Seer, who is an artificer alchemist that's always on fire and hated by all.
Oh, don't worry. There's a lot of people who hate you. All right. Let's start off with the recap here. Who wants to tell me what the hell happened? It's been a hot second.
I, Malvet, will attempt to. So, as we had our intense encounter with Iagon, I believe that's how we were pronouncing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a scrub anyways. We and the Genasi and Dragonborn found some ruins and a long shaft in the water. We were deciding what to do with these extra bodies because, it's a lot to take care of. We decided, well, let's try to find an island for them. As we looking for a suitable island, the party gets to talking with one another. Mavet, being a teenager, is, having some frustrations, some tension in his body, and he has some fun with some trees.
No.
After that's all over, the
that.
party makes their way towards Frostheart, and along the way they find a killer whale who we named Ebby. Ebby travels with us to Frostheart. As we arrive there, we make our way, and we find a shadowy figure by the name of Quagmire, who is made of ice. Turns out this is Lieutenant Quagmire, who is in a tower that is deep in Frostheart, and this is actually not the real version of him. So it's a good thing Mavet didn't straight up and attack him like he was planning to.
I was hoping.
We find that there is a giant demi-titan named Boreas who, and I quote, is a bitch-ass giant who killed Ebby. And is now
I was just about to fucking ask if you're cheating. Because that's a lot of accurate information. That sounds like it's being read from a sheet, sir.
It's just to get the names.
Yep. Nita, how do you feel?
That's what the notes are for.
Narrows eyes.
So what I'm hearing is in school, He's just like, okay, guys, I guess you can read off my exam. It's no big deal. I'm sure you've studied hard. It really is a hard exam.
So now we know if Gray was a teacher, he would be a math teacher. Definitely not a science teacher.
Well, if I was
Correct.
a teacher, I'd be from the 1920s beating your ass.
He
Go
wouldn't
on.
have.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
He would think an open book test means like, all right, guys, read your book versus, oh yeah, use your notes.
All
To
right.
finish it off, the party makes it to Frostheart. As they talk to some guards, Mavet notices that they're questioning him, and he hasn't really been questioned prior. So Mavet has to essentially bribe himself into the city, not knowing why these guards are taking an interest in him and not wanting him to be around. And then, yeah, that's all I got.
All right. We'll address the final little section as how I'm going to start the session. I'll cover that. Nita, give yourself a 3d10. Mavet, thank you for trying. Moomin. We have to address a couple things here. First of all, all the Genasi in the party have gotten abilities. And I would actually like to go over yours with the party. Would you like for me to read it out loud for everyone to hear?
Yes, because I don't know how to pull up my thing right now.
Do it.
Did I say Nita or Moomin?
You said me.
Okay, just want to make sure. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm my bad.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I thought Nita, you already knew yours.
yeah, it's in your features. It's all written out if you need to reference it. All right. Towards you. Oh God, sweats. And I got it right here. Oh God, everyone's watching. It's watching.
We're
Yeah.
recording.
Yeah, we're
Show me.
everyone's
Show me.
waiting on me.
I need
Looking
to
in her
see it.
character sheet just to make sure I didn't already place it there.
Hey guys, he's in his underwear.
No, I'm not. It would help if I wasn't looking in the journal section. All right, no, that's cool. Perfectly fine. Don't worry. I'm just make sure there's no dead air. And there we go. Thank God. Oh, holy shit. All right, let's talk about the cool shit that you got. So just to give you a little bit of a preview here, Moomin, Aluya got some abilities, and Mavet got some abilities. And good old Eddie, I told him he's going to get some if he dies. So Eddie contemplates suicide. You might get some really badass powers. Moomin, because you understood the risks of playing the race, and it wasn't a result of your character dying within a sentient calamity. Well, it was, but not in-game. I decided to reward you a little bit more than the others because you've had more difficulties and obstacles. With everyone else, they've gotten 3 abilities. With you, I'm actually giving you 3. So we'll start off with the first one. Because you are a Genasi, and the party's threshold has reached a new level here, I have given you what I call cauterizing spellcraft. When you cast a spell of first level or higher that deals fire damage, you can choose to expend 1 additional first level spell slot or higher. Doing so allows you to change the fire damage into healing for the same amount of damage dice. Additionally, you can expend a first level spell slot or higher to alter the spell Firebolt or produce flame to instead heal a creature with its damage dice. However, Creatures resistant or immune to fire damage will have the healing or negate it entirely. Second off, controlled elixirs. You possess an intuitive understanding of alchemic mixtures. When you roll on your experimental elixir table, you can roll twice, choose one of the results for each elixir you create. So essentially, roll twice, decide which one you want. And finally, Fusion Mastery. At the cost of a second level spell slot or higher, you can merge the effects of 2 elixirs rolled on the experimental elixir table into one potent concoction, granting dual benefits to the imbiber. So essentially, if you roll twice, you can choose, I want both. That is what you get, and I will put it onto your sheet. Keep in mind, if there's any alterations to your character, these abilities will be changed accordingly, because obviously there are links to your class features. Just want you to keep that in mind. Yep. That you are not chained and shackled to this. You will still get benefits, even if we have to think outside the box here. But that is my reward for you for the way that you're playing and the fact that you chose to play a character with the cards stacked against them. All right, and I will put them all onto your sheet.
Hooray!
Anyone have any fives?
Yep. Go ahead.
Now I can put my hair on people and be like, "It's healing you," as they yell at me and being like, "Stop dying!"
Yep. You have more options with supporting the party and healing the party. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to remind people of the abilities that they have. I have enough on my plate. Make sure everyone goes over their character sheets before a game, just to make sure you don't forget anything. Finally, the last thing that I need to mention to you, Seer, although I have hinted at this, I'm going to say it outright, as I've told Aluya and Mavet. Although I've given a lot of boons, I want to really outline the danger of being a Genasi in the party. You will actually be getting a bane, essentially, a very bad feature. It is called elemental extinction. When a Genasi dies, their body turns to waste and evaporates. The creature can only be restored to life by means of true resurrection or a wish spell. So keep that in mind if a Genasi is dying. Although we've seen this firsthand happen to NPCs, I want to make the players aware of the dangers of dying. Except for Eddie.
I mean,
Eddie,
it makes
you
sense.
get one freebie.
I mean, it makes sense. If you're not a Genasi, then you die. You basically split into 2 pieces, and then the Genasi part dying means that you just die. Makes sense.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
That also means we might as well not keep Revivify, at least not for ourselves.
Still useful for you, unless you feel like becoming a Genasi. If the need arises. But we've been having sample bias with the amount of storms you guys have been encountering. So good chance if you're dying Mega is probably going to be within a storm. So you got a good net. But wait for
imagine that
chance.
kind of burden, though. Like the only reason somebody has Revivify on their spell list is for one person in the party.
That person's very important.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, Nita. During a long rest, you can. Well, I'm pretty sure Nita's the only person with a Revivify, or at least a form. Yeah. Huh?
No, Seer has access to it.
Seer, yep. Yeah, I got them mixed up, yep. Because that's right, you took a dip into the class.
I took no dip in my thing. It's just that's the alchemist thing, is that I get shenanigans.
No, I'm referring to Nita. I keep thinking she's a full-blown cleric, and I shouldn't.
Yeah, she has cleric stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she
it's
left
just
her
about
side.
she preaches about her god. It really cements it in my mind, like, I'm dealing with the cleric.
All I will say is that I'm very happy that we're level 11, and now I get my scary
Most
item.
of you are.
Everybody stares at Mavet.
I have my spell storing item.
Mm-hmm.
The most
All right.
terrifying tool imaginable.
Just to keep things moving a little bit forward here, because we did a little bit of house cleaning. Seer, there's one important thing that needs to be addressed, is everyone made it into the city. Eddie was the only one who didn't get stamped at the gates, I believe. He
I was in my pipe at the time.
Yep, he was in his pipe. Essentially, the party went through a gate with guards and went past them. I need to ask, what would Seer be doing? Would she have alter self on her to walk in public, or does she have some other method in mind of exploring an urban environment?
Well, that is why I love that I became level 11, because you know how
Yep.
you gave Louis the staff that lets them alter self?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't need that staff anymore.
Awesome.
I straight
What
up
did you do?
do discuss with the spell story item. I get to pick a first or second level spell that I could cast 12 times in a day,
Whoa!
free of charge.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
Every
I
charge.
hinted at
That's
that
nice.
at last session, where it's just like,
That's
yeah, I'm
good.
pretty sure Seer, if she needs to, can do things without the item.
That's
The
awesome.
The only issue is that I'm probably in a. You have to remember, Gray, I'm in a spot where it's like if I alter self, I slowly die.
Mm-hmm.
So I could turn invisible and follow the group nonstop, but then I'm in the situation where like there's an invisible person following the group.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be fucking suspicious for a lot of people being like, huh.
Oh yeah,
We're
plus it's
altered
snowy. So
Correct.
footsteps.
So, as the group will know, and honestly, I hope they know, I will have to use alter self because it's not going to work if I use the sky self if someone can see through it, or invisibility if someone is smart enough to look at the ground.
Okay.
Doesn't want to be
So-
a clown again.
I don't want to be a clown again. Plus, I don't think they'll like clowns.
I guess people during wartime generally have mixed opinions on clowns.
That, but it also keeps people safe because I'm always on fire. So probably what I would do is that Seer would like, you know what? I'm dragging Oluya in this situation. So
Yeah.
Seer makes it to the city.
Yep.
And then sees the complication.
Yep.
Taps their chin, looks to Oluya and be like, "So if I wasn't on fire, what do you assume I would look like?"
I mean, I don't. Do I think about you?
I mean,
Uh, I think.
only think of someone that would know better. Like, do you think I look like you? Do you think I look like someone from, in Giuliano? Do I look like some?
No,
What do you
no,
think? I have no
not
clue.
not like me, not anymore. No. I think you would look like maybe some long hair, maybe blonde. Just whatever you want, but long hair, blonde. I mean, that would look nice on you.
Louis is playing Design a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Ray? Did you show them things ahead of time, or what the fuck?
No.
Or did they just predict
She
it?
completely guessed that.
The fuck. Anyway,
Yeah. Really good.
damn.
Oh,
But basically,
cool.
Seer's gonna like tap and be like, "How's this?" And then you'll see them just pull out. What's funny is that you'll see them grab, our little friend, our little robotic friend, Spanky, like just grabs him out of air. It's like a metallic squeak, and then they just stab themselves in the leg with Rascal, or not, with Spanky.
Jesus.
And you're just staring like, what the fuck? And then you see Seer slowly transform, no longer like the charcoal black, but more of the fair skin, the fiery hair slowly starts to drop down as it becomes blonde. And then you see them with intense blue eyes.
Exactly how it looked on screen. That was pretty good, Aaliyah. I do appreciate that. Goddamn.
I guessed, bro.
Very good.
Olia's just gonna look at Seer and blink a lot. Yep.
It does mean that I also don't need to wear this outfit as much. I wear it because it's flame retardant. It's flame resistant, so I could change things. I also never get the chance to play with hair. So, now it's going to be in the way. Well, at least now if I get covered in water, it's not going to get rid of it.
I mean, I could, brush it to the side for you if you ever need it.
I mean, that would actually help. I actually don't have the technical skills of that since I don't need to really usually do that. Regardless, it works. Maybe we'll find a new outfit of things. This is specific from my homeland.
You look nice. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we need to get shit in order here. So yeah, that's how you deal with it. That is dealt with. You will have a little decoy, or not decoy, disguise self token that you can use. Keep in mind, it's not rigged. It's just there for visual flair.
Also, I have 1-1 in my rolls now.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. All right. Yeah, because you would have easily rested off that stress during the travels. It was very long, and you regain it by doing that disguise self, even though your form is has genuine roots. It still defies the order that was given to you, that you should not obscure who you are or what you are. All right. Just one final little tidbit, Moo, before we get into the meat and potatoes here. Like I've told Mavet and Luya, with these powers, their qualities of genasi are a lot more pronounced. They will be recognized on the streets, and people will clearly see that they are not natural if no precautions are taken. So please keep that in mind. That also applies to you, but you are taking proper precautions here.
Mavet's not.
Yep. We're gonna deal with that bridge when we cross it. But let's really get in here. Let's bring everyone to Imagination Land. Choo choo, Imagination Land. Woo!
All right. No, there's a penny on the track. Imagination Land, we're going down. Ah!
Oh no, we're gonna have an accident. Everyone's gonna die. No one survived.
And you were the one who wanted the vacation.
All right. So, paint the scene one more time. Let me bring everyone over to our little theater of mind map. This is how we're going to be handling our stuff from now on. Might not seem a lot to you guys, but it is a lot to me. It's going to be easier for me to switch between photos and what have you. All right. So, to finish off the recap, our 30-minute fucking recap, I do apologize, and our house cleaning. You guys entered in within Frostheart. You have learned that there have been thefts, or there have been crimes involving people stealing eggs. I can't remember if I went into detail about what the eggs are, but I'm going to leave that abstract at the moment and let you guys fill in the blanks here. As you guys travel to a hotel or a tavern within the Heart, the district called the Heart, you guys come across a tour from a a high-ranking noble in the area, a general of sorts, a very familiar general that you guys have heard about from your lovely companion, Jelenua. You see her father on a palanquin that's hosted by 2 ice golems. And as he's waving to the citizens and greeting people going by, you see a chain that goes off into the distance, connected to a centaur with the print of a giraffe on his fur. He's a very tough individual. And that is when you guys learn that Nita, as Jalen has confided in you, that is her love interest. That is a person that she fell in love with, who felt that her love that could never be. And as you see the procession, what's even more startling is she sees herself. She sees a woman with white hair, bangs, shoulder height, and a Polynesian outfit of patterns and colors, mixed with a bit of straw. She's waving as well. It's a sea elf. That is a startling reflection of who she was. And I would like to remind the party that since you've met her, she's mentioned a few times that she has encountered what she calls skinwalkers, who she claims has kidnapped her and brought her to Tandeka Island. And they even told her that she would not be missed. And it seems that may not have been a lie. That may have been truthful. She won't be missed. As the procession stops, her father, Nereus Lialaran, the general of the Sea Elf armies, makes a proclamation stating that if the Longneck tribe does not submit to their demands, that they will execute the prince of that tribe. And it will happen within 3 days. This happens on the main street. It is crowded. There are tall buildings made of ice, and in the distance you see the spire on top the 140-foot wall in the distance. It acts as a support for this inner cavern-like ice cavity. Eddie, I believe, is still in his smoke break inside of his piece. The 3 of you watched all of this go down, and I kind of want to start off strong here. And let me state, this is going to be rather important. I need everyone to make me a perception check. I will offer the check to everyone, besides the obvious.
Man, it sounds like things are happening pretty crazy out there.
Gets out. You can if you want. I will totally allow it.
No, it's more just a joke of just like he can hear the announcement, but he has no idea like what's actually like visibly going on.
There you go. All right, tell me if 3 players got that. Okay. Okay, so that's a 19, 15, 10 coming from Mavet, Aluya, and Seer. Mavet, you are a lucky bitch. So, the DC was 18. And that's not me making up a DC. That is specifically what a individual rolled for their stealth. And I will say you, Mavet, through some means or another, you see on one of the buildings far away, I would say like 120 feet away in a building on the 3rd story, you see through like one of the openings, there's no windows, there's just straight openings, you see a metal barrel snake out with a scope. And it reminds you of a device that Atticus used that was very effective in combat. It made a loud boom. You suppose it to be a make and model of a rifle. And I kind of imagine as you see like a hand come out, you see pale white skin. And as It's coming into place here. We see it aimed at the Palanquin. I can tell you confidently, Mavet, you feel like there's going to be assassination. And at this point, I'm going to ask anyone, if anyone wants to get involved, that we're going to roll initiative to keep track of everyone. Now keep in mind, it is an option that you guys just let this ride out. And Seer. Right?
I love how everybody's like blue and it just compliments
Thank you.
and
All right.
all of a sudden
You're breaking up a little bit, Seer.
Yeah,
I thought that was her just initial statement. It's like, oh yeah, blue compliments, but no, there's a lot that we
no,
missed
you're
there.
good.
Okay.
Let me pop in, pop out. Like, keep going.
Yeah, no problem. Nita, like I said, it is not necessary that you guys get involved here. Like, you guys, if you so desire, can just let everything play out. Because again, it appears that this man is going to be orchestrating a execution, and it appears that he has some heavy sway within the community. This could have a positive result, but obviously not a positive result for the person that you're keeping along with you.
Yeah.
Nope.
So because I noticed, I would turn to Aluya and ask. I'd point over to where I see the barrel, and I think someone is going to be killed. Do we do anything?
Do we do anything?
Well, I mean, if it's going to be the general, that might be a problem with someone else here. So we should think of something. How far is everyone from me?
I hope to God I probably gave a firm distance last session, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna say a safe 120 because that gives you guys plausible deniability and the chance to stealth if something arrives. That sounds like something I would lean in favor for.
Okay.
actually, could someone remind me who is holding on to Eddie's vape pen?
Jelania.
Luya. Oh, I thought it was
No.
Luya. Weren't you talking to him like a couple times? Like,
No,
get the
it was.
Okay.
No, it was Jelania.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
Jelen's
wait,
got
oh
you.
yeah, I remember the reason why now. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember why I specifically had her hold me. Never mind.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So what are you gonna do, Nita? Like, again, we're gonna treat this like a skill challenge. I'm going to allow essentially one action to keep things moving forward here. I do understand you have a full action economy, but I want to keep this fast pace.
Okay.
3 failures and someone dies, period. No matter how you guys affect the environment, if you guys reach 3 failures somehow, some way, someone is going to die.
I'm going to Mavet. Would you accompany me if anything happens? I guess we be fighting. And
I enjoy the we be fighting.
I will extend my hand out to Mavet,
Hmm.
and I will dimension door to where the assassin is.
Wow. All right. I like that. That's a good start here. Yeah, that expends a spell slot that immediately gets you to where you need to be. Yeah, easy success right there. All right, just to keep in mind here, you guys just need 5 successes and it's over. All right. Let me put on some proper music here.
Oh
I
my
want
gosh, I
something-
keep doing this bullshit. Jesus Christ. There we go.
Let's put on a little bit of battle music here. All right. So, you guys, Dimension Door, explain what this looks like.
With because everything has to go fast, she kind of focuses quickly, and as soon as she grabs Mavette's hand, this kind of static like doorway appears, and she rushes through with Mavette.
All right. As you rush through here, you see like a person taking a knee, like the scope, just putting it between their pit, really trying to focus. It does not look like they've noticed you yet, but what you do notice is their skin is all white, their hair is white, and everything about them is white. I'm gonna say this close up, you see their features changing though. It appears to be a changeling that is ready to take the shot here. It's a fairly significant action, and I'm going to move on here. Seer. What do you do?
So we're watching this thing occur. Someone's about to be assassinated, and we have Aluya and Mavet just teleport where the assassin is.
Yep.
Oh, all right. How far away is the person that's about to be assassinated?
I believe I either said 120 or 140 feet. I'm going to lean more towards 140 here.
Okay.
And they are on the third story. Keep in mind, third story of the building.
I'm aware. I'm just trying to think. I mean, I could do something stupid.
Do it.
Like the original idea I was gonna say that was gonna be stupid is like I am the would-be assassin and I miss and make everybody fucking panic, so the assassin has no time to like shoot. You know what I mean? But then I'm under scrutiny.
Yep.
I would make the argument above table. It's like, that's not really fair. I'm usually the one that does the stupid things.
Yeah. You're kind of stepping on his shtick. So watch yourself, please.
Do you want someone alive or do you want someone dead?
All right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
but anyway.
So how are you contributing here?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. The problem is a lot of my spells require me to be like 60 or 90 feet close to something. So I think if I had to make something work. So I would basically have to move 30 feet.
Yep.
And you say he's like 120, 140. Like, which one? 140 or 120?
140 towards the assassin, 120 towards the palanquin.
Because if I move closer and I get into range about 90 feet...
Yep.
What I can do to really screw with the assassin is that I cast Vortex Warp on him.
Oh. Okay. That happens. All right, let me make the save. Remind
teleport them right in front of their would-be.
Yeah. Okay. So, tell me what the DC is, and tell me where you want to warp them as I'm getting things in order here.
My DC is a con 19. You know.
Okay, con 19. Got you.
The idea is that I don't have to teleport them right then. I would basically teleport them once the shot is thrown. I move him 5 feet to the side, and he's just confused as fuck, going, wasn't he just standing there? And then suddenly, like, the thing flies past him.
After the shot is made. Okay, that's your trigger?
Basically, after the shot is made, I make it so that he just misses the shot by moving the guy 5 feet away. Like, people will just suddenly see him flicker.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I could make him teleport 5 feet up in the air and then make a drop, but that'd be evil.
Yeah, no. Keep that in the back of your head. We'll go over what he does at the start of the next round or on a failure here. But you got a potential success. I'm gonna keep it in the stocks here. I will not make that saving throw until it becomes applicable here. All right. Moving on. Mavet, you're. I'm sorry, Louis. You said you took Mavet with Dimension Door, or you Dimension Door over there? I can't exactly remember the wording of the spell off the top of my head.
Oh, we went together.
Okay, went together. Gotcha. All right. So if that's the case, happens. You're both in this room. It is barren. It is empty. You see Changeling taking a knee, lining up the shot. He's ready to take the blow. Mavet, what do you do?
Well, we got so many things going on, and I don't want to ruin everyone else's plan because I have.
Mavet's not aware of that. Play true to the heart. This is spur of the moment.
Well, I wasn't expecting to teleport.
That's why I asked for your hand, and I said, Weezebee's fighting.
Yeah, Weezebee's fighting. And you got what you wanted.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get right there or who we were fighting. I was just ready to fight.
There you go. Wish granted, motherfucker. What do you do?
I will cast... I gotta find it so I can click it for everyone.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the room, and I imagine like a cinematic shot of a perspective of the scope with the crosshairs, and we see him lining up a shot. First, it lands on the Gelenua, and then it starts to wander from that headshot. All right.
I will go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace.
Pass Without Trace. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. He would not be aware that either one of you are here. All right. Because of the way that we're doing it, I'm going to allow for a free stealth check from both participants involved. No need to roll. I'm fairly certain you guys would automatically succeed here. Moving forward, how does this spell look?
So, as Mavet casts this Pass Without Trace, you begin to see black spores come from out his back, but are now slowly being mixed with his smoke as it begins to surround Mavet and Aluya's feet, dampening the sound of their footsteps.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like they're walking on clouds.
Eddie, benefit of doubt here. You're being held by an NPC. She would convey this information as it comes by, or perhaps like a gasp or a bit of, a bit of terror. He's gonna kill Daddy. Oh, he's gonna kill Daddy. Forgot the monster. Just occurred to me. I'm looking at a beautiful woman at the screen, and I keep forgetting she has a squid face. She ugly as hell.
Love the idea that she could talk normal this whole time, and she just was doing the
chose not to
thing the whole time.
I mean, I could have sounded not gross. So in which case, I guess as the the vape pen starts letting out some smoke.
Yep.
It's like it starts to pile up near Gelenua. Until it takes on the form of Eddie.
And she's frantically pointing at a building. He's gonna kill Daddy!
Question, does your father act well under pressure?
And life flashes before her eyes as she sees like how panicked he was during her childbirth, how panicked he was when she nearly died as a child. It's just a lot of moments that truly involve her and her perspective of him being panicked. I think he can keep a cool head.
Yeah, you said he is you said he is 120 feet away and the assassin is 140.
Yes. Yeah. Correctamundo.
It's just like looking over. Yeah, this seems about right. As Eddie is going to stare directly at her father. It's like and using going over and using message.
Ooh, okay. All right. As you do that, Eddie, you actually learn a bit of information. And if I've made a misstep since you've gotten to Frostheart, I'm going to make the correction here. As you cast message, it fails. Yep.
Do I recognize this as do I have any inclination as to why it failed?
The most I can give you is you were aware prior that there were issues with communication, magic, and means around in this area. This is what you learned on Tandeka Island. Unfortunately, you haven't had a chance to investigate it too much as of yet since you just arrived in the city. But that is a useful piece of information, is that magic failed.
Well then, can't do anything on my end.
No worries, you guys are doing really good so far, and that is fairly useful. I was not expecting you to cast message during this. All right. If that's the case, moving on here, back to Luya. You see that I'm going to say at this moment, his finger is beginning to squeeze like he is about to take the shot. And to you, Eddie, to you, Seer, you see the eyes in the golems begin to fade and die as whatever movement they have just immediately stops. Aluya, it is your turn. What do you do with your action?
I'm looking. I was trying to see what everyone else was doing before I kind of made my decision.
Yep, no problem.
Oh, I can't do that. He's too far away now. Never mind. He doesn't notice me, right?
You guys have passed without a trace, and I'm gonna respect that spell and the fact that it was cast. You guys are hidden. I'm allowing for a free stealth check. You guys are good. Completely unaware of you.
Because if anything, I'll have a... If this doesn't work for you, then I have another workaround. What I will do is I will quickly shove my shield in front of his weapon.
Okay. It's a toughie. I don't want it to make. I don't want it to be an attack roll because it missing doesn't seem too reasonable here. This involves getting over there, putting the shield in front. I do want this to be dependent on a roll, so I'm going to say athletics. That seems reasonable. This is a moment where you have to run fast. You are not worried about stealth because, well, you're a stealth, but you don't have to worry too
Would it
long.
help if I haste myself first?
Yeah, if you cast a spell here, yeah, I'll allow it just to succeed. Like I said, if you guys use resources, it is more than likely going to succeed. If you guys are using that something that doesn't involve a resource, there's more of a chance.
I'll do that. I will haste myself to give me that burst and
Yep.
put my shield in front of his weapon.
Perfect. What does your spell look like?
Kind of like the electrical static towards my feet, and it kind of just shoots up my entire body, and kind of like the Flash, just kind of zoom past and go.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you're again. We see a surge of electricity, your muscle spasm, and well, in a good way. And you dash forward. The shield goes right in front, knocking the barrel. And at this point, again, pass without trace. Very good spell. But if he's aware of you, or if you're making no attempt to hide yourself at this moment, he is looking directly at you. You're not invisible. You see a look of shock and then a narrowing of the eyes. All right.
Hello.
Seer, it's your turn. You see like a shield go in front of the barrel of the gun.
All right. Now that I know that the person's being stopped, my now main thing I need to do is help the guy get the hell away. And the problem is, well, one, if I get closer, so I'm gonna keep moving through the crowd.
Yep.
At higher speeds. Now I'm closer.
Yeah. Keep in mind, and I want to make this perfectly clear. This is a tour of a someone of a very high stature. There are guards following the escort. There are 2 golems that look like they're deactivated, and it looks like he is just tapping them on the head to, order them to go forward, and nothing's working. But I want to give you the full purview here. Like, it's going to be hard to get close to him naturally.
I'm very aware. The reason why I mention it though is just because I won't struggle to get close in a sense, because I did have a potion that can help me fly, but the big thing is that it seems like he's not able to make his magic work. Is that what I'm hearing?
He is not casting any magic. He is more like he's giving commands to a construct, and the construct isn't listening.
The construct looks deactivated though.
That is correct.
Off.
Yeah, it's weird timing. Very strange.
I move closer to Aluya then.
Okay.
Because the key thing I'm going to do then... So, is Aluya noticed by the group? Or is it just the assassin?
Aluya is noticed by the group. Oh, sorry. Rephrase that one more time. I had a brain aneurysm trying to understand that.
If Aluya is just noticed by the assassin...
Yep.
Or are they noticed by everybody?
The assassin noticed Aluya because she's directly interacting with him. Mavet is currently hidden, although it is an open area and you normally can't hide in the open. I still want to respect the fact that he cast that spell, so perhaps in the shadows or in a part that the assassin can't clearly see. And his attention is currently in the room, not in the crowd.
If I was someone, I feel like there'd be a second reason why the magic around them, the golems, are not working. Is it possible that I could see something like that? Like something that would show that something's wrong, magically?
That's a tough one.
Because I do have an ace up my sleeve, but I need to know how.
Okay. This is going to be a tough one. I allow for information here. Spend your action just to really get more information here. That's important. We're going to make it in... I'm torn between Arcana or History, but this is magic, so I'm going to stick with Arcana here. And that'll be the role they'll offer you. Okay. The Arcana. We'll request the roll. Or
I get a -1.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Thank you.
And let's see what I get. So really, yeah.
Flash of Genius.
I got it. I will do Flash of Genius to make it an 18.
Okay. If it's an 18, I can give you a little bit of information here. So first of all, like, it looks like there's a bit of interference happening here. It looks like whatever magic is animating these creatures have been dispelled. And looking at the process itself, you're seeing the eyes begin to glow a different color. And because you weren't present here, Moo, for the last session, I'm going to fill you in. When the party first encountered Quagmire, he was controlling a ice puppet. And linking things together, you think it might be his interference at this moment.
So the key thing is that very much he's helping the assassin get set up and then things going south.
Yeah,
But
things
also-
aren't adding up for you too, because is Genasi working with the changeling? What the fuck? Like, in the very the last time you seen an interaction between a Genasi and changeling, they were offering the changeling as a fucking sacrifice. Like, things aren't adding up here.
I think then if there's an interference, I already burned like my stuff to kind of investigate something going on. So
Yep.
there's that. I do have a bonus action. Let me just look at my things.
We're not going with the full action economy here. That's going to be the information I give you, and once it.
What I might do is
I took away a held action at the moment because your trigger is no longer in sight. I'll allow for one more action. So go ahead.
I think then the major issue that occurs is that then I need to. It sounds like I need to get closer.
Okay.
All right. If I'm going to do another action, okay,
Yep.
let's say I move closer. How much closer do I need to go? Like, if we did action economy, and I said I could move 60 in the past 2 rounds.
I'm
What's
willing
the
to be a little bit more wishy-washy here. If you're dedicating action dash, I can usually get you close to the destination you want to get at. What's your intentions? Where are you planning to go?
I might have to pop myself in between the situation because I have. Aluya's not the only one that's a bodyguard now. I'm
Yep.
fucking tanky. So the key thing is what I think now I'm going to do
Okay.
is dedicate myself moving closer and then using Vortex Warp on myself or Kinetic Jaunt to run through the.
What target would you be focused on? Because keep in mind, like, shield went in place and they're now in the apartment, the room that they're in. You don't have a clear visual on the target anymore because of Aluya's interference. Kinetic
Well, I wouldn't
Jaunt
go for the target. I would go for the person that's about to be assassin. So basically,
Okay, and you
jump in their
assume
way.
that's going to be the general?
It's whoever's in the area that's having interference because as far as I know, it might not be the general. It could be just literally anyone. So my goal is to just be in the middle of that. Why I mention it is because, here's why I'm asking about like if I could run through things because the key thing is Kinetic Jaunt says this.
Yep.
My speed is increased by 10. I don't provoke opportunity attacks, but the key thing is that you can move through a space of another creature.
Yep.
So I phase through people.
Okay.
So if I do that, would I reach the group? Or because I also have a potion that lets me fly.
Okay. Tell you what, Kinetic Jaunt would be enough. It would be enough to reach up to the palanquin. Now, not get onto the palanquin, but bypass the guards. That's the first obstacle, and I'm willing to allow that with your spell. Is that what you'd like to do?
Right.
Okay. You do so. You're charging by the guards. The guards look at you and go, "Hey! Hey! What do you think you're doing?" And again, it's just a clamor of people talking. Even the general takes a back step for a second, seeing your sudden run. Because again, well, not again. I should probably state this now. Not only is he startled by your appearance, you look human. Moo. You look like a human being. and although humans are all over the world, their main exposure to humans is the armies that have been encroaching on their lands and taking their islands. So you see like instant caution as well, besides the fact that you're a fucking stranger running past his guards towards you. That's another
I didn't
factor
just
as
run
well.
past them.
quick-
I ran through them.
Go ahead. Yeah, ran through them. Yep.
I do have
Go
a
ahead.
quick question. Remind me, what spell are you using for your appearance?
Alter self.
Isn't Kinetic Jaunt also a concentration spell?
Oh, you're right. I can't do that. That would fucking put me in a murder spot. Yeah, I can't do Connect John.
Yeah, it's fine if we take a back step here, and I do appreciate that, Mega. If you don't have inspiration, give yourself inspiration. If you already have it, give it to somebody else.
I didn't mean to be a wet blanket. It's just like, wait a minute.
No, it's good. No,
Appearance.
that's good.
You're
Yeah.
right. I'm looking at like concentrations. Well, actually, then again, I can juggle concentrations. I put it on Rascal, basically.
Yep. Facts. I forgot about that.
Okay,
Good
it's
call.
fixed.
Yep.
All right,
There you
we're
go.
cool.
Never
We're
mind.
cool.
Going forward, using your items.
Yeah, Rascal's gonna have it. I don't think Rascal's gonna be on me. I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who has it. Who has Rascal?
Okay. Go ahead. Mega, I stand by what I said though. Like, give yourself inspiration. That was a good call.
Currently, the person that has Rascal is not Aluya or Mavet, but it's actually Eddie.
Okay. You know what? That tracks. That seems cool. No.
But basically, Kinetic Jaunt, I run through the guard.
Eddie, remind me. You yourself can only go within your vessel, correct?
It's uh,
Or can you bring a friend?
it's like I can remind me. Is your thing considered an object?
This construct.
Well, I'm asking for the classification of like, does the ability specifically say that that I keep wanting to call it Rascal.
I mean, Spanky. That's their
Spanky.
name.
Spanky. Like, does it say that it's an object?
It does not specify, honestly. It says construct, and it doesn't specify creature or object. It just says it's a thing. So it's really based off of Gray. However, I think we had this debate with the effect where it would still work on Rascal, since constructs, if they have a stat block, become a
Oh,
creature.
no, that's not what he's referring to. He's talking about the ability to bring Rascal into like my vape pen with me.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the major difference would be that instead of being on Eddie, it would probably have to be on Jelenwa.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I
there
guess
you go.
really wouldn't matter because then we'd be next to each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're real cool in my head canon, regardless if it works or not. And then this instance, for some reason, it works. If you're comfortable with the idea of like chilling out with a robot in your room, which I think would be a cool fucking visual, I'm totally down for that. Little fucking Rascal traveling around in that dirty ass room. But yeah, it's on Eddie somehow, some way.
Coughs out a bunch of these strange magazine pieces.
What magazines would Eddie have?
Well, they probably wouldn't be his magazines. It would probably be his comic books.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's right. You do read comic books. Yep. That's
The
right.
Adventures of Otterman.
Otterman. Da 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 da. All right.
But anyway,
Position.
no, but
remind
I
me of the
basically-
position. You ran past the guards. You're right in front of the Palanquin.
I would legit have to be in the situation of like, I think the simple thing is that they're wary of me, and I think the best key thing to say is honest things, and I just look at them and just straight up be like,
Hang on.
"You're in danger."
You're about to speak. Again, I did allow for a lot for that particular action. Although talking is a free action, I'm gonna restrict a bit of communication here to keep things rapid pace. I just want to get your positioning right, that you're past the guards, you're right next to the Palanquin, you're out in the open, you're making a scene. All right. Moving on. We get to Mavet. Mavet, you're in the room. You see that Aluya is putting a shield in front of the barrel, and you see that Changeling is surprised and trying to get his bearings here. What do you do?
You know what? I think we're causing a commotion. Aluya didn't want to be stealthy. She wanted to fight.
Fuck yeah.
And we were originally going to fight. Now we're using a shield instead of our weapons. That's a little confused.
Hey, she never said she was fighting. She asked you if you wanted to fight.
Oh, she used the word we.
Oh, we. Royal we.
If we
She
need
meant you.
to, we be's fighting. If we need to, we be's fighting.
Yeah.
We be fighting. Nope, we're not going back.
Mavet, what the fuck do you do? She's making a very
Mavet
powerful move here.
slowly walks over,
Yep.
and Mavet does a lot of damage with his fists. I hope you guys know that.
All right. You are hidden as with advantage here. All right.
I'm trying to see if this ability could activate with my one ability, because it's kind of tied in with the new thing you just gave me.
All right. Cool beans. Yeah, I'll make it work if it's something really innovative and cool here.
It's with Haze Heart. At the cost of 2 key points, casting Fog Cloud as large as 40 feet.
Yep.
Okay, so it doesn't say I can activate it alongside me transforming.
Mm-hmm.
I can I queue up? Huh. You know what? I'm just gonna walk up to him, cast my Haze Heart at max radius of 40 feet.
Okay.
So a giant cloud of smoke, essentially fog cloud, is going to come pouring out of the building.
Yep. Okay. And just clarify, ignoring the fog, what was the other thing that you're attempting to do here? Just fill me in here.
I was going to attempt to cast my, if I can, I have so many little things.
Yep. Got options. Irregardless, we'll talk about
My
this later.
Visage of Astral Self, which allows me to direct my words to a creature within 60 feet, making it so only that I can hear that.
Just
only that
for
creature
your
can hear me.
knowledge, casting Fog Cloud is an action. That is a bonus action. They would synergize, but in this moment, I'm allowing for one action per turn here.
But to finish, since you wanted to know what I was going to do, alternatively, I can amplify my voice so that creatures within 600 feet can hear me.
Okay.
Making a giant boom sound.
Okay.
My voice.
All right. All right. What are you gonna boom out?
Just attempt to make the sound of an explosion.
Boom! And we see like the crowd looking around, even the general look around. He sees the smoke. It looks like to him there is a bomb and possibly an attempt on his life. And you see like Aluya would even hear like his reaction being towards the guards. He's looking for them for help. If that's the case, Mavet, I would say that we are reaching the end here. You guys have successfully taken care of the assassination. There's no more surprise. The target is aware of the position. He is moving out of the way, and he has lost his opportunity with everything at hand here. So now, with that out of the way, I'm going to keep things in initiative here just to get a bounce here. Or not bounce. To see how this situation resolves. But the threat of assassination is no longer present. Eddie, you see that the general is about to make a move to get off of the palanquin for cover, or at least try to not be an open duck. What do you do?
And actually, I think this would be a situation where, like, when he made his original failure, I at least would have like tried to like I've been moving a bit closer, but
Yep.
in that
works.
same spirit,
Closer.
also like moving like closer in. But I'm gonna test something.
Okay.
Because
You can
especially
test.
since like the immediate danger is done,
Yep.
he's going to see what happens if he tries to message other Jalenwa.
Okay. As you cast the spell, it appears to fail. After this testing, I can confidently tell you it's not about the target. It is the actual spell itself, sending information magically. It appears something in this area is obstructing that type of magic.
So he'll do more testing with it later. It's like, but that's it for what he can do, though.
Yeah. Well, honestly, good to know. I know this was a bit of a high tense situation, but it's honestly better than a really firm combat where you're about to die or trying to do a last stand and learn that. All right. Aluya. You can't see through the fog cloud, can you? Or
No.
I'm sorry. Remind me, Mavet, one more time. It was a fog cloud and your voice booming. Am I correct with that? Mavet?
Those were the two things that he did.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not. I want to make sure I'm painting the right picture here. If that's the case, you are blinded. And tell me what you do here. Are you trying to go in for a strike? Are you going to try to hit him?
I'm gonna attempt to grapple him.
Okay. At this moment, I'm going to give somebody a little bit more information in a little bit here. But as you go for the grapple, you are touching air itself. There is nobody there.
I fucking knew it.
But someone did see what happened.
I'm going to... Mavet, I don't think I got him, but if you feel him run across you, just try and grab him.
All right. Seer, to describe your situation, you are approaching the palanquin. Spears are being lowered in your direction, and people begin to surround you. But you can easily make your way around people if you desire. God, I love that scene. Like a full circle, I imagine you looking back and forth, and as the camera rotates, pans around you, we just see like the grimace of like multiple guards just staring daggers at you.
Oh my god. It's one of these scenarios where it's just like, I think I know how to protect this guy or whoever's there.
But
Because
you're
I can
unknown.
run and
Yep. Yeah, you're an
I'm
unknown factor.
But the key thing is that, so I don't see the fog clouds. I don't know if the assassin moved.
No, you
or I don't even know if
you heard a boom. You look up, you see the same thing. Fog cloud spilling out. It looks like there was an explosion. Air quotes.
All right, so it's the general, and who else is there?
Jalen and the general. It seems like the general, like instincts kicking in, like pops off to the side of the palanquin for cover. Jalen's a little bit more slow to act. Let's call her Fake Len. That's a little better here, because if I say Jalen, I'm gonna keep thinking of the Squid Girl. You see,
You can call her Jilly.
Jilly. You know what? I like that better, Jilly. Because again, like this is a situation where your only source of information is coming from your companion. Jelly is just looking at the vents around, and she is also trying to make a move to get to the other side of the palanquin. It doesn't look like, she's being a threat or anything. She's just moving for cover as well.
I'm aware, but the key thing now is that... Okay, let's put it this way. And this is the awkward situation. So the general dies, we're screwed. If the fake one dies...
Now,
Well, I'm curious if it's going to reveal something, but,
So
The truth.
you're not screwed if the general dies. In fact, this was a very important moment for me to understand how the rest of this adventure would play out, is whether or not he dies here. And so far, you've secured his life.
Well, and the reason why is because I would extra secure it in a sense of like handling the situation because they're going to check the explosion.
Yep.
But I don't think he's out of the woods, I would describe.
Nope.
It's mainly because if there's someone powerful enough to turn off his golems, then it's the situation of like, all right, let's make sure it's extra secure. Plus, it makes a really cool thing. So,
I will say here that both the golems are looking at you.
I'm aware. The good news is that I don't proc attack of opportunities right now.
All right. Yep.
So what I'm probably going to do is bob and weave to this man who's probably fucking terrified as like this person just runs to his face.
Okay, what do you say?
And I'm very much gonna just look at him and be like, I'm here to help you live as I just touch him. And then basically...
Usually I try to make it a habit of asking, what's your intentions, but I feel like it's very clear in this instance. And the reaction...
No, I think there might be some room for interpretation.
Okay.
Could be.
Yeah, Yeah, you know what? What's your intentions, Moo? What were you hoping to get out of this?
Oh, I just cast Sanctuary on him.
Isn't that your third concentration?
Nope, no concentration for that
Okay,
one.
no, yeah, that's right. Does not require concentration. You are correct.
But the key thing is that after I touch him, I basically would jump the fuck off somewhere as I drink my flight potion as I just...
All right, a lot of things at once. So let's try to keep it contained here. So you touch him, Sanctuary. You're beginning to move back. Let's say you're a little bit outside of his range. You don't believe he's going to attack you, but as you touch him, what does your magic look like?
Oh, he's not going to be happy. It's like, I'm here to help you live. Poke him with a syringe and then run the
Oh my god!
Like a syringe, like a needle thing. It's like I tap him.
What did you do? What did you do?
And then I just run the fuck away.
Hey! Alright, you know what?
And the thing is, like, if I have to...
Hang on.
And if I have to jump down, I can, but the key thing is, like, I would have to drink the potion first and then drop, and then before I hit the ground, I just start flying, basically.
Yeah,
but that doesn't have to happen now.
Yeah, one second here. Benefit of doubt, Sanctuary is low-level spell. There's a good chance he's seen it in action before. I'm gonna... But again, the main reason I'm having to roll is because this isn't a controlled situation. This is over the span of 6 seconds. This is his initial reaction. So I'm going to do... This is a tough one. I'll do a Arcana, and this one is going to be more from experience, so I'm going to do Wisdom. And that's essentially the same as his Insight here, so I'm just going to roll Insight, but for everyone's knowledge, Arcane Wisdom here. Okay. Oh, you lucky girl. Alright, so as you poke him with a fucking syringe, again, initial reaction, what did you do? What did you do? And as he sees the effects begin to take over, he recognizes it as the spell Sanctuary, and again quirks an eyebrow at your strange behavior as you're dashing away here. Okay. Mavet, you're here?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Okay, you're in a fog cloud, and I believe it does not obstruct your vision with the new feature that you have. You can see through fog. And what I need to tell you is after you casted fog and after, Aluya was just about to go in for the grapple here, something happens. Similar to how Aluya brought you here, you see this man just make a quick gesture with his hand and disappear. He just disappears. It's up to your investigation to determine whether he turned invisible, whether he teleported, or whatever shenanigans could possibly happen within this game.
Can I make an investigation check? Because since I have become one with smoke or perception, my idea is that I would be able to tell whether he just poofed or if he ran away by the fog moving as he's moving through it.
Okay, like moving the fog to test out the area. You know what? I will allow that. No need for investigation here. I'll allow it to just happen because, again, you're using your abilities. This is a resource that you spent. I want to give you a chance of failure with this. So as you move around the fog, you see that there is no disruption. It appears that to you, there is no one stealthing about. It just seems
I will
empty.
relay that information to Aluya, saying, well, it seems our guy thing we's not be fighting. He's gone.
As the smoke is spilling out, Mavet, you look down and you see soldiers approaching the building. What do you do? Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be asking that. You already did something. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yep. Eddie. You see Seer is making herself well acquainted with a noble in the area. What do you do?
Well, when you say noble, you mean the
General.
General.
Yeah, the father. Yeah.
I was just like, wait, when did the noble get involved? Actually, remind me, does he seem to be like calming or like in response to Seer or?
Yeah, like as Seer is running away, he initially had a very violent reaction, but you see like a few gears clicking in his head of what she's done. And it looks like he doesn't have all the puzzle pieces. Like he's trying to wonder why the fuck did this person randomly run up, touch me, and run away while casting a very beneficial spell. It's just not adding up. He's doing the calculus right now.
And in which case, Eddie is going to offer some social support for the socially awkward one.
Okay.
It's like in that vein, since I am like a bit close enough to to get there. Like Eddie is going to dash, but he's going to basically fly dash.
Okay.
As in, we're
You
just
do that.
basically going
Yeah.
to ignore the, we're going to ignore the trying to like pass through the guards specifically.
Yep. Bypass it easily. No trouble.
And as Eddie does, like a land next to him, just like, sorry for the rudeness of my friend.
He scared the shit out of him. He looks at you and just goes, "Who are you? Hayes?"
Sup?
Again, another. Hey, that was a lot. You introduced yourself again. Lot of information, and I'm gonna move on here, and you will have a chance to speak up and explain the situation
just like,
in a little bit.
Sup?
Again, someone touched him, ran away. A flying otter comes by, very confused. They recognizes it as a person of influence in the area. All right. Oh, God, make me tear up a little bit. Look, yeah. Guards are coming around in the area. You see them entering the building. You guys are 3 stories up. What do you do?
Me?
Yes, that is correct.
Sorry, I was writing something.
Yep, no problem.
I still can't see, right?
There's obscurement until Mavet lets it go. Keep in mind, Mavet, free action to drop concentration. Oh, actually, hang on.
There is no
1 second.
concentration.
Yep, never mind. So it's just gonna stay up for the duration. I think that was the bit of the balance, is he can't just drop it on command.
Um,
Well, I can shrink it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a way of getting out. Is there a window?
There is a window.
It's like, is there a window? Yes.
No.
Perfect.
I love how this has been playing out, because this is the most D&D shit I've heard in a long while. Just like a lot of wacky plans going off at once, and I'm fucking loving it. There is a window, Leah. What the fuck do you do?
Mavet, I can't see anything, but there is a window. If you and I jump out, I could get us further away. Are you willing to do so?
I'm good. I will find this man thing who disappeared.
No. But it seems like he escaped, so we should get out of here, yes?
No, you said we's be fighting, and I haven't fought yet.
Oh, Mavet. Oh, buddy. Oh, I did this to myself. I'm just gonna get my shield and stay by the window, and I will prepare to see what's gonna go down right now.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Just be very clear. You're sticking right next to the window, and you're just seeing how this is going to play out. And what action are you readying? Are you going to fight with Mavet, or?
It depends. It's either I fight with Mavet, or we can talk it down, or I'm gonna dimension door my ass out by myself.
Okay. You are currently blinded. Keep that in mind.
I know. I figure once I jump and can see, I can do it.
That's a very large ask. Like, falling does happen relatively fast. I might actually require a check in that case.
Okay.
Because you fall fast. You're doing something very, very, very complicated very fast. All right. If that's the case, keeping it in initiative order. So you're dashing away. You touched the general of a very powerful army, and you're doing ollie oxen free here. What the fuck are you doing? Playing tag? Who's it? Him?
Well, the big thing is, like, it's funny how Hayes introduced himself, and I'm sitting there going, like, even though, like, Eddie's, like, cool to be introduced, my character's like, I could stop and chat, but there's also the risk of, like, oh crap, like, to everyone else, unless this guy screams, don't fucking mess with these people, I gotta keep running for a little bit. For a little bit.
No, that's good. You move your movement. How much movement do you have? 40 feet, and that'd be 80 total if you dash.
Right.
Okay. Happens. Running away. My bad. If you don't do anything, guards will be appearing on the floor soon. Might have one more round after this. What do you do?
I am going to look for any evidence that someone besides me or Aluya were also in here.
It's interesting.
Because I feel they're going to ask me or try to pin the blame on me. Tree man, smoke, he made the boom. He probably set off the bomb. Or he is the bomb.
Very logical. You take a survey on the room, and it doesn't appear like anything's too crazy. But what I can give you, because again, it's a very barren room, I can say that there were some supplies, perhaps some food and drink. It looks like he may have been stationed here for a while. that indicates to you that this wasn't done on the spot. It was a bit premeditated. It appears he had information of where this person would be and when he'd be there.
So with that, I will tell Aleluya, you can go ahead, get out of here. I believe guards will be coming soon. I will talk to them. And if they don't talk, I be fighting.
Oluya's just gonna sigh and be like, no, I won't leave you. We will figure it out together. Even though now she has a better plan on how to get out because I forgot about my new feature that I was given.
Yep. That is correct.
Oopsie doodle.
Yeah, that's fine. It's new stuff, and this is a useful moment to use it. You are near the top floor, so you would have enough movement to reach the roof, Aleluya. I can confidently tell you that if you so desire.
Yeah. She's gonna stay with him.
Yep. Keep in mind,
she does have a way to do it, though.
Yeah, just keep in mind, Aleluya, a fog cloud, it does cover a certain area here, and that would be enough to cover the outside and leading towards the roof itself. So you could escape without being seen, but the question is, Mavet, because if shit hits the fan, you guys just got to the city. He's a very strange fucking sight.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with him.
Okay. Ready?
It's like in continuation.
Yep.
Sup?
Hayes? What are you doing here? What's happening?
Bit longer story, but once you're secure.
It's fine. I got 6 seconds. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. I have to be in the area. Assassination attempt.
Assassinate, and he looks up. The bomb?
Oh no, not that. I don't know what the bomb's about, but.
And he actually pulls you closer to him. And you see, again, just to reference his design, you see that his cloak has a bit of a shell pattern, and it doesn't look like it's for show. The scales are a bit flexible and look pretty sturdy in itself. It's weird. It's almost like rubber as it goes around you. He brings you into his cloak here. Stay close to me. You'll be safe. It's fine. If someone tries anything, I should be safe. This cloak can protect us from harm. And feeling the texture, it feels like the scales of a dragon, but you're not sure what kind of dragon. Yeah, good introduction with that. Again, at this point, it's no longer a surprise. He recognizes you as a friendly creature at this point, Eddie. I can say that from your background enough in that this is your, I wouldn't say quite your home turf, but this is your home area. People know about the hazes. All right. Aleluya, you hear a banging on the door. Doof, doof, doof. Nothing's broken through yet.
I can't see the door.
Nope, you hear it.
We are in here. We spooked off the assassin. I am raising my hands. Don't hurt
Come
us.
out with your hands up!
Oh, I need you to be cool, man. Be cool.
Oh, we'll be cool. You better be cool. As ice.
It's so chilly. Oh, brr. I'm ready when you are. I just can't see at the moment.
Come out with your hands up.
Mavet. It be the popos. We need to do something.
What do you guys do? Are you just? Was that your action? Just negotiating with the police? What do you hope? What's your intentions? I want to give you something for this.
Just to de-escalate and show that we aren't doing anything, and try to explain the situation.
I feel like there's a slim chance, but I still need to be punishing towards the circumstances itself. You guys are at the scene of the crime. What I need is a persuasion with disadvantage here. I'll offer you the roll.
Okay.
And that will be persuasion here. All right. Wow. Anything you'd like to add to that roll?
Nothing I can add to that roll.
Pretty fucking good though. Jesus. All right, a little bit of guidance in here. I believe with guidance you just have to touch. You don't have to see the creature, so it should be fine. That could be part of your action. This is one of the situations where I'm not going to be harsh about guidance because the talker literally can't see you. So, all right. If you come out peacefully, we can talk things out.
Peaceful, sure, but be aware that it looks bad, but we are not the enemy.
Hold on. How bad are we talking?
I mean, it looks like something blew up, but really, nothing happened. We just stopped the guy. He did escape.
Well, so long as you're not Genasi's, we shouldn't have an issue here.
Seems like we're good there, homie.
Oh, thank God. I was ready to kill some Genasi's. What about you, Jim? Yeah, man, I haven't killed Genasi in a long time.
I'm not
in the
moving.
background has flashbacks of people go like, how many Genasi can we shoot with one bolt? And they're like, oh.
Yep. I do need to make this perfectly clear, Aluya. Again, Mavet is a very strange sight. He is making no precautions to disguise himself.
He doesn't look like a Genasi. He looks like a
new
tree.
I was saying before when I was handing out all the benefits. Although he looks like a tree, like around this threshold, it's much more apparent for all of you, all three of you. I want to make that perfectly clear because I don't want to hand wave how detrimental your guys' race is.
Well,
don't worry, this is my summon.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have a buddy here. He might spook you, but it's all
Not
good,
a Genasi,
I swear.
right?
He looks interesting. He might be confused for Genasi, possibly, but I'm telling you, he's going to look really scary, but he's chill.
Frank, did you sharpen your spear? Yeah, man. Okay.
Oh, well, I said be chill.
Oh, we're chill. Chill as ice. Okay. Yeah,
Don't
a little
poke
back
me
and
too
forth.
hard, I might sap on you.
A little back and forth, making you a little back and forth. Yeah, I'm joking around here, but the situation is serious.
Right.
They are coming in, and again, if that variable isn't dealt with, I might need some checks, and I might be a bit of an asshole here.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you
do
definitely
that.
are an asshole because I just learned how long fog cloud actually lasts.
Yep, I know. That's why I'm aware. I love to give double-edged swords here. But what the fuck was I gonna say? But yes, just to tell you what you achieved, Aluya, you've turned a hostile situation into I would say neutral, tense would be a better word. Combat could break out, but at the moment, negotiations are on the table. All right. Seer, you're running away. You see, as you're running away, you see an otter, embraced into a cloak. What do you do?
I mean, I'm not gonna run back. It's one of those scenarios.
Makes
It's
sense.
like, yeah, because
Just keep running?
Eddie's fine, but like, if someone really wanted to fuck up my day, like, I could lose concentration. Rascal can lose concentration because someone might squeeze him too hard. I'm in a spot where it's like, even though I'm at disguise, whatever we're doing for like an hour puts me in a hard spot. So
All right.
eventually what's going to happen, Gray, is that I have my elixir.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is that I could drink it, I float up 10 feet, and then I drop concentration on kinetic jaunt and turn invisible. And then I could just float where I need to go.
Okay. Expend those resources. We can say you're off the map and you are safe. Because you're dashing away. The guards have no chance of catching up with you. All right. Please expend all those resources. My vet. Rakusan, I really need to stress this out. Your action here is going to dictate the flow of this session. So what the fuck are you going to do?
Mavet will walk into wherever the food is and shrink his fog cloud to 10 feet instead of 40 feet.
Okay. You do so?
Really not much I can do.
You are a druid. You have wild shape.
I don't understand why I need to hide. I have the food here. I don't have to eat food.
Noted.
So they would know it's not me.
Oh,
there's some leaps of logic here, but I understand the role you're playing. I understand where you're going here. All right. If that's the case, that's what you do. You reduce the fog cloud. Well, I'm not sure if you can do it to that extent, though. I believe it's within.
I can
increments
do
of
it from
5 feet.
40 to from 40 to 5 feet. I'm assuming I can be anywhere in between.
Yep. Hang on. Let me reread my own fucking writing here. It's been a hot second since I even looked at it. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. I'll add a little bit of clarity here because that does work. But yes, you can make it as small as 5 feet or as large as 40, and you can keep influencing it. And keep in mind that only applies to your fog cloud, not other people's fog cloud. If Mega were to do it, you can only expand it, and only by 5 feet. All right. If that's the case, you said you make it as small as 5 feet. Sorry, I was going through the weeds there.
10 feet.
10 feet, got you. Where is it centered on?
It's always centered on me.
Okay. Damn right, baby. All right. 10 feet, you're hotboxing the room.
Wait, I have a question. So it says you cast fog cloud without requiring concentration with you as the point of origin.
Yep.
So if I move...
that means, it moves with you. Yep, that's correct.
Well, I would say you would probably need to include the line, the fog cloud is always centered on you, because point of origin and...
Yeah, I got you. That was the intentions I was going with. But yes, I will amend that. All right. So you move around, and where in the room are you? Give me a little bit of visual here. Just imagine a rectangular room.
Near where you said I found the food at.
Okay, that's near the window. So that'd be close to the window, close to the corner of the room. All right. That's the case. Eddie, what do you do?
So like, you think your daughter and your prisoner will be okay?
Like your daughter and who else?
And your prisoner?
Your daughter and your prisoner will be okay. Okay, that's a very good question. Like, I think the moment you bring that up again, he is looking towards the side, and I think he would actually spend a little bit of time to bring her underneath his cloak as well, as she is getting out of the palanquin and right next to him. Holds her in a close embrace, looks towards the prisoner and scowls. Leave him out in the open. Leave him out in the open. Deserves to rot. If he dies, he dies. My only concern is you and my daughter.
I guess now that's a very comfy cloak under here. It's just like looking to Jilly. It's like, what's up?
Gives you yeah, I can say that. Gives you a plastic smile. All right. Hey, anything else you'd like to do here? Like you got a little bit of information, you got a better idea of positioning here, and you understand his intentions.
Incidentally, what is your contingency plan for attempted assassinations? Is there like a protocol or?
Oh, usually the golems go after Usually, the golems go after the assailant, but the damn things aren't working right. And he's just glaring at the golems.
Oh, that was probably intentional.
Yeah. Intentional! And again, bewildered look. Like you guys are gonna have a very long conversation after everything clears up here. Okay. Keep things moving. Aluya. They're going to break in if you don't open the door. So what do you do?
If I can find the door, I will open it.
Okay. You eyes closed, hands in the air, trying to feel for the wall. You find the wall. You go towards the door, and the weird architecture. There's no doorknobs. It's like a hole that you put your hands in, and you pull it. Try to pull it open, but you see that's jammed. Like there's some obstruction in the way.
I'm trying to open what I think is the door, but I'm having some trouble.
Open the door right now! And at this point, you can make a skill check to try to open the door. Because again, this will dictate the flow of the conversation.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to say with this one, I'm trying to think of a role here. Yeah, it requires...
I'm still hasted, right? Because we're still in initiative.
Yeah, you're still hasted. So you can have multiple attempts on this. So 2. All right, Aluya. This is going to be a. It's close enough. This will be a sleight of hand check. For the first roll, and then you can do another one.
Oh, it's supposed to be a disadvantage, right? I can roll again.
Wait, what's it?
It's not sight based. So it won't be.
I would assume she would be out of the fog cloud by now.
There's no fog. Yeah, there's no fog. You're out in the open. You're no longer blinded, and the blinded condition would not affect your performance here.
Got it.
So
okay.
You can roll one more. Sorry, I was playing into that narrative as well because I forgot about the fog cloud disappearing. You're struggling here. All right, we're coming in, and the fucking door comes off of its hinges as you're trying to fuck around with it. Going onto the floor, you see a group of guards, all with spears in hand, and they begin to flood into the room. In fact, you get pushed back a little bit as they're pointing spears at all of you. Aluya, you've done your turn. Seer, I know what you're doing, so I'm going to move past you quick. Mavet, you're the man of the hour. They're cautiously approaching the fog because they heard from Aluya that there's 2 people in this room, or 2 creatures in this room. What do you do?
Don't mind me, just over here, waiting for things to pass. Bad guy got away, so do what you must.
What's that around you? And maybe even prods at you with the spear a little bit. Doesn't attack, it just pokes at you. Dink. And see if there's anything
look like
in there.
to you?
Don't get smart with me. What are you doing?
I am just standing here.
standing there in fog.
Exactly. See, that's what it is.
Narrows his eyes, and you can see it because you're not obscured by this fog. All right. That's the case. Come with us. And you just see, again, they're trying to encircle you a little bit. To give you reference, there's about 10, perhaps 12 people. What do you do?
Okay. Where are we going?
We're going to bring you for further questioning. And they're looking around the room, looking for any danger here.
Be wary. You know, I don't eat, but there was food here left by the person who had the gun that was going to shoot someone over there, down where all the people were.
I would offer a persuasion with disadvantage because you're offering obscurement, but considering the environment here, I don't believe it's what you're saying will have an impact at the moment, but you did say it out loud, and I will acknowledge it.
I will throw the food out of the fog cloud so they can see it.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. It's more towards they can't see your form, and you're in like a very sus room. There's a lot of factors that's painting you in bad light here, and their main objective is to secure any culprits of this incident, and you appear to be a culprit. So I don't believe there will be a major impact even if you do persuade them. But at the moment, it's not a factor. I will keep it on the back of my
Completely
head.
fine to go with them willingly.
All right. It sounds like it doesn't sound like there's going to be combat here, and we can do a transition here in a moment. Am I right with that? Does anyone have firm objections if I move the scene a little bit forward and give you guys a brief overview of how things calm down? Right.
Seer does a heel turn, starts setting everything on fire.
Yeah. We'll go over all the factors here, but it's no longer necessary to go in initiative, get everyone's actions. Like all the major things have been dealt with here. At this moment, I'm going to say we're going to take a quick break, then we're going to get back to it. All right.
What's fun is that
hang
I
on.
could have Seer come back for one reason.
Now, hang on. Repeat what you said because you spoke the moment I transitioned here.
Oh, I was just gonna say the key thing I can do, which is why I wanted to cast. I use this, the bottle for flight.
Yep.
Is that I'm floating in the air, invisible. I can just float back to where Eddie is slowly, so the group. I can just trail behind the group.
All right. Sounds good. We'll reconvene in about 5-10 minutes here.
All right.
All right, welcome back. Okay, we dealt with the assassination. There's a lot of confusion here, and I'm gonna paint a couple broad strokes here. Mavet, unless you got something significant to tell me, I know where you're going. Same with Aluya. Mu and Mega are the strangers here. Just give me a broad stroke, because I don't want to paint it scene by scene. Like, what are you guys hoping to achieve? What would you guys do within the next like couple hours here? Or I give you guys the pitch and show you where this is going to lead next.
We know for... Oh, go ahead.
But when you say
Mega.
strangers, just so I'm understanding what you're meaning by that.
Did I say strangers?
I thought I heard the word strangers.
I don't.
I could be wrong there.
Well, there's a good chance I had, like a moment. What if I said something different? What I meant to say is, I'm gonna give you guys what would you guys be doing within the next couple hours? What do you guys hope to accomplish? What are your intentions? And I will show you where it's going to be transitioning into. I'm basically giving you guys an open space since you guys aren't under fire. You guys aren't considered hostile. Well, one of you isn't considered hostile. The other one is not in danger at the moment and has a little bit of freedom here.
I mean, at the very least, Eddie might be chatting with with air quote daddy and Jilly, presumably.
Okay. Yeah, let's zoom in on this scene. We'll give it like a few minutes here to really hammer out the details. So I would say Nereus is shaking a little bit. He has both of you under his care, and he just says to you frantically, "What are you doing here? What, do you have no guards? Is there no one escorting you? Why hasn't this been brought to my attention? You!" And he just points at a random guard. Why hasn't this been brought to my attention? You're gonna get it today, Jim. You're gonna get it today. Your ass is grass. No more job.
No more job.
It's just some random guy he's had a grudge against. He's under fire and he's looking for an excuse to fucking cut him. This is his moment.
I'm just kind of dying on no more job. This guy was hired, illegally, and it's just hey, no more job. This is bad.
Oh my god, but yeah, dude.
No more job, no money, you poor.
Jim looks dejected. I've seen the way you've been looking at the food. We've been missing supplies lately. Your ass is grass, Jim. But yeah, no, he jokes aside, he is legitimately yelling at his guards. There's probably something more important to the effects of trying to figure out why hasn't your presence been brought to his attention. Go ahead.
Well, you kind of already know that I kind of already always have my own guard.
Yeah, and where would Eddie be at this moment?
I think specifically when he says that, they're the smoke around him kind of thickens a little bit, almost in response to it.
Yeah, and I would say it's fair to say your family has not gone in detail, but at least gave people the broad and narrow of it, especially business partners where they might see you.
I feel like it's hard not to at least have at least enough witnesses to certain parts, even if they've never divulged the details.
Yeah, I feel like it's the equivalent of putting the gun on the table. Hey, I have this. I'm not I'm not gonna part with it, but I have it. So yeah, like perhaps he doesn't know the intricate details or even like what Eddie can actually do for you, but he does recognize this thing. He has seen it with James. He has perhaps seen it with you on a visit you've done here in Frostheart. Getting too young to remember from the last history check, but yeah, he gives a slow nod to that. This will not do. Where's your lodgings for tonight?
Actually, remind me, DM. Like, I don't think that was that actually already.
Yeah, you guys
previously
were on
established?
you guys were on transit to going there. It was established. Hang on, let me actually remember the fucking name. Something obscure, not inconsequential. I'll look it up later. But essentially, you guys were going to a tavern in Frostheart. Pretend like you know the name. Thank you. One more time, Aaliyah.
Northern Nectar Inn.
Yeah, Northern Nectar. Thank you.
I mean, was about to head to the Northern Nectarine Inn.
That's it. That will not do. No. And he just shakes his head. No, you will be staying with us. I will not let a single hair be touched on your head, as his cloak touches your hair. Unacceptable. Yeah. This is unacceptable. Have you even eaten yet? We will hold a banquet. No, I will not be accepting anything else. We will be holding a banquet. And yeah, go ahead.
It's like, aren't you guys like at war right now?
And again, you're touching on a bit of a nerve here. For all intents and purposes, even during war times, like keeping face and keeping connections well established, especially with your family, who has been radio silent here. Like you can see the gears rolling in his head. That's a necessary expense to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. You've seen this treatment before, and it's dialed up to 11, considering the circumstances. We have supplies. We can make this work. We'll make sure you're well fed.
Then I will graciously accept your offer of hospitality.
Let us leave. Have you figured out what's wrong with the golems? Jim! Fix the damn golem! You're out. Absolutely out.
Incidentally, who did you get your golems from?
Yeah. As he's yelling at the guards, you mention that, and weirdly enough, he will say, it's just elven sculptors. We have. I'm trying to figure out the actual right terminology in D&D. We have carvers that can imbue the magic within their tools to make these constructs. It's all done in-house. But apparently they must have royally messed up one of the ruins on the golems. And someone will pay for this. I almost paid with my life. He shakes his head.
Well, for what it's worth, it might not be something wrong with the golems themselves. It could also be that somebody else had a hand in messing with them.
He looks at you gravely. And looking around at the crowd and all the open ears, he pulls you in closer, maybe even says, under his tone, "How about we speak this over lunch? There we go. Sorry, I had brain aneurysm there.
Right. For now, let's be chill.
And again, this is where I'm going to be transitioning here. I need to hear from a seer, like perhaps things are getting in order. The golems begin to move again. At this point, I would say at this point, maybe he begins to walk, and the guards are carving a path back to the wall in town. I'll bring it back to the map here, just show you guys where you are and where you're going. Seer, You see, you see Eddie being essentially being escorted along with the general, and you see trailing behind is Aluya and Mavet, unless they have any form of resistance here. They're heading in a similar direction. What do you do?
Well, now that we have someone that's allied with Eddie,
Mhm.
I will do what I have planned to do. For the next 10 minutes, I'll fly behind the group 10 feet, just floating, just like at a speed of 10 feet, invisible, slowly floating along above 10 feet where the group is. I don't need to really worry about people hearing me because I'm not walking on the ground or on the snow. I am just floating along till eventually I have a safe spot and the potion might run out. And then I just land on my feet and being like, that was uneventful.
Yeah. Just to show you,
Some
I
guy in the
made.
crowd. Did somebody fart?
Yeah. See, one of the soldiers looks abnormally dejected. You're not sure why. But I'm going to represent where you guys are with the token on the map. That's the general area you guys are, and where you guys are being brought is around in this area. Okay. So let's go over a couple things here. First off, sorry about that. First off, as you guys approach the wall, like I said before, it's 140 feet up, made of pure ice. It has a mirror-like sheen to it. You see what's called the Glacier Garden. I will ping on the map here. It's where the number 2 is. Within this garden, you see a bunch of sculptures. You see them made in the shape of roses, bushes, trees, and people, as they're frozen in time. It's picturesque, like perhaps you see an elven woman, hand in the air, almost grabbing a ice apple that is on a tree. It seems like very impressive work. And with the current climate, the sculptures stay frozen. It is cold, but not enough to give anyone exhaustion here or have any detrimental effects. Right now, you guys are not in the frigid cold within the storms outside. Keep that in mind, though, for the party. If you guys are exploring outside, you will have to deal with the cold. But at this moment, you guys walk through this garden towards the wall, and as you go towards the wall, you see what looks to be a glassed stairwell. It is best way to represent it is imagine a spire and the stairwell snaking around it, going upward. And you guys go up and up and up. And as you reach the top of this glass wall, you can see all the districts before you. You see the heart, the blue area, where it's the market district. A lot of activity even right now. Further to the right, near the end of the wall of this cavern, you see ground, soil, and windmills that are being blown by holes in the wall. Further past that, you see the docks that you guys came through, the water, ships going to and fro within the tunnels itself. Down to the south of this map, we see residential districts of the moderately wealthy. Then beyond that, nestled between the heart, the worm tunnels, and the prison view district, you see shacks in a corner. They're all in the water itself. It almost looks like a sunken part of the community. And you see people like rising out of the water and going underneath in rags, and they don't look like sea elves. A lot of them who are going underwater are aquatic, but it appears to be where immigrants go. But you guys are on the wall as you are going to the noble district in this community. and you guys are brought to a manor. The manor has a clear view of all the districts, and it is very close to the spire. Where the token is right now is where the spire is. The spire goes all the way top to the ceiling and seems like the main structural support for this entire place. It is very thick, it is colossal, and it rises from ground to ceiling. You guys are escorted to the manor. Mavet and Aluya. Mavet and Aluya are trailing behind. And I'm going to say at this point, Mega, regardless of what you say at the moment, the man that you're traveling with is skeptical. He is still going to have questions, but you do believe that it should be easy to, convince him that these people are not a threat and they were not involved with the assassination. I just want to tell you, the player, that. But at this moment, he's going to be evaluating all the variables here. And we have Seer, fucking stalking behind everything. As you guys...
They just have their arms behind their head, floating, following the group, as if they're just casually having a lazy day as they float along with the group.
Yep. As you guys approach the manor, Aluya and Mavet are brought to a different section of the manor. It appears this is where they would keep captives. It's not a jail, to be precise, but you guys are certainly going to a dungeon. As the group splits up, this is going to be a tough one, and because no one made an effort to guide her, I don't believe Jalen would be with you. And I'm not talking Jelly, I'm talking sweet squid mama. Because you guys are talking to her father. She sees essentially what she sees as a doppelganger. And it's that encroaching fear of perhaps no one will believe her. So at this moment, I'm going to leave her position up in the air. You might see her again somewhere in the city, or perhaps you might even sneak into the house itself. I'll let fate decide that later. But right now I want to keep the focus on the players itself, since you guys all took immediate actions of what you're doing. Who should I deal with first? Moo, your position's the most important. I know where everyone else is going. Two people are going to the dungeon. The other person is going through the main door, being treated as an honored guest. Moo, where are you going?
Where is fake Gillette going?
She's staying close to her father. She was brought up as a noble to be a good host for guests.
I am floating. I am invisible.
Yep.
Currently, if they disappear off away from their father, I could technically follow them.
Yes, you can. Is that what you desire?
I think that's what I will do. Because now, Aluya, if I join Aluya in the group, I'm going to be in this awkward spot where in reality, it's like if I'm with Eddie, and then Eddie's like, here's my bodyguard. Because the fun fact is that if I had to float close enough, Eddie's going to know someone's there floating along.
Yeah, let's do this. So to set the scene up, and Meg, I do apologize. I want to keep the focus towards Moo and her attentions, because she did jump the gun here. I was planning for Jelly to split off from you guys eventually, and I think the moment at hand is perhaps the father is bringing you in. Yeah, you're being brought into the foyer, then eventually towards the main room. There's an imperial staircase, and as you're being guided, he is guiding you by the hand, perhaps even still has you underneath his cloak a little bit, until the situation becomes a little too weird, and he lets you go. Yeah, it sounds like a joke.
It's awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a joke, but that seems reasonable to me, just because this actually does provide protection, as weird as the close proximity is. But once he feels like you're no longer in danger, you're within his house, his safe abode, he allows you to come out and just says, "Please, let me show you to your room. Jalen," and you see that she perks up. "Please, could you find a maid and see if we can find some refreshments for our guest here? And please, we need to set up a banquet. This way." And I'm going to say, regardless of protest, he is going to force your hand with this. He's a very forceful host. He's going to try the... Yeah, because in my mind, I'm trying to think of rigid structure and, a code to follow by with etiquette. And he's going to follow this by the T. Like, "Please, let me show you the way." And as you're being led off, I kind of want to pan the camera to the invisible person following behind. And you see Jolene politely watching them ascend the staircase, go to the second floor, disappear down the hallway, and you see that her smile drops into a frown and then a scowl as she wrinkles her nose a little bit. And she looks around, and you swear that her eyes linger in your direction. Then she turns heel and starts walking down a hallway. Do you follow her?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, you begin to follow her down this hallway. And there are suits of armor and ice sculptures. Eventually, you do see that as she's traveling down the hallway, she looks both ways, then looks up at the ice sculpture, stopping before it. And her hand gently glides down the statue. How close do you get? Give me proximity here. Feet.
How tall is the ceiling?
I'd say it's fair to say 15 feet. This is very spacious.
I would say I'd
Wide.
be keeping about 10 feet away from them. I don't need to touch the ground. I'm just floating.
And you did expend the spell slot, correct?
I did.
What's the duration?
1 hour.
I'm going to need one more because, again, as I was transitioning here, it was a fairly long walk. But I'll say it's a fresh start right now. It seems reasonable that it was an hour walk from your position up to this manor.
Okay, then what's going to happen is that my potion's about to run out. But
Okay.
should be enough for just that.
Okay. Gotcha. You see, as she's staring at the ice sculpture, she looks side to side, looking to see if anyone's around. You assume she sees nothing. And you hear her speak softly. "I'm sorry. It was a failure." And again, it is just a whisper. The only reason you can hear it is because you're within 10 feet here. "It was not my fault, I swear. Something got in the way. They got in the way. Should have gone off without a hitch." And again, as you're looking at the statue, you see the eyes begin to glow. "I'm sorry. I will fix it. I swear."
Here's what
Yes.
I'm going to do.
"Yes. Okay." Yeah, and what are you going to do here?
This is the first time I will ever use this thing for the time, and I can use it
Okay.
a lot of times to record.
Yep.
I'm actually going to use my tinkering ability.
Okay.
Why I say this
Yep. Because
specifically.
the message. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And to keep
You're breaking up bad.
forward their converse. Oh,
Yeah.
am I? Hold on.
Yep. I assume magical tinkering record for 6 seconds, correct?
But let me read something very particular. I got to read it carefully.
Yep. I believe you can only hold one recording at a time.
Well, let's see. I have
yeah.
a bunch of charges. That's the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, she can have up to per intelligence modifier number of recordings.
Okay.
So each
Yeah,
individual one can also be 6 seconds long.
Amazing. That is
So I can hold
great to
up.
hear.
So I can hold up to 36 seconds
Okay.
if I use all of them.
Yeah, no problem. This is a very short conversation. If you want to record all of it, you can record all of it. Don't expect me to remember this word by word, but if I say something damning, please remind me or write it down. But with that in mind, it looks like she's agreeing with somebody. Yes. No, it will be taken care of. I swear. They will stay here. Promise. No. There's no chance the elves will leave. They will all stay here. We have another shipment. Don't worry. The eggs are coming. All right. Okay. And you see her shoulders sag. And I think she might even, as she's walking away from the ice sculpture, there's perhaps like another ice sculpture of like a head, a bust, and it's perhaps one of Nereus, the general you guys saved. And she just, as she comes by, she just grabs a hand and just throws it on the floor and just yells, "God damn it!" And as it shatters, again, Seer's in a peculiar situation at the moment. We're gonna transition to Mavet and Aluya. I asked this before, just making sure you guys are aware you're being brought to a dungeon. You guys are being brought to a cell. I assume that you guys don't make any violent retaliations, as you guys see like Eddie walking with the general.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay. You guys get brought to the cell, put inside, and I'm just gonna keep going forward here until I hear a hard stop. They don't chain you or anything. They're just putting you within cells.
Well, I'm wondering what special precautions or anything they do, considering it definitely hasn't been an hour to walk there.
No, it
And
has. That's what I was saying. An hour has passed walking up to this point.
Cool.
It is a very long walk. Yeah, well, you have to remember, you guys are traveling from one district to another, and the other district involves going 140 feet up in the fucking air. So the stairs is a climb. You got your cardio in, though.
I'm just glad I don't have fog on me anymore.
Yeah. But you guys get brought into the cell. Again, considering how bad the situation is, there's probably no four guards seem appropriate. 2 within the room, 2 close by to signal for help. And they will frisk you guys, see if they find any contraband. I don't believe you have anything too bad on you. With you, Luya, they just confiscate your weapon and bag of holding. Again, just you don't have to bother taking off your sheet. I'm just saying that they're doing a frisk, unless you do anything special here.
Nope, they can frisk away.
Yeah, they take any and all weapons or anything that seems magical. Identify as being casted on you guys. Perhaps they even strip you of your armor. Essentially, like they're taking away anything that can make you a current threat, such as a spell focuses
My question
and what have you.
would be my wraps on my hands. Would they take that or think anything of it?
It procs off because it's magical. Again, I'm just doing a catch-all here. They're taking weapons or anything magical.
So my thing is, because of my race, pretty sure it can't be forcibly removed.
Okay, no, that's fine. They tried to take it off and they fuck it up because I believe what you're getting at is it's considered a armor, and your previous race, which you still have the racial traits for, Warforged, allows you to integrate it. Correct?
Correct.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna roll with it, even if it's not by the letter, because I like that. So they try to take it off. It doesn't work. You guys get put into cells. Both, two separate ones. That seems appropriate. They don't want you both to be together here. Just imagine you're in the basement. Time
I
passes.
don't want you procreating.
Yeah. I heard some stories about what trees can do. So time passes. I'm gonna say about 3-4 hours pass. That seems appropriate. Eddie is essentially being treated out in his room. It's the typical respect that you would get from a noble, something you're used to. You feel like you're at home. You are not restricted in any way. If you do any exploration, we can cover that a little bit later, but I'm just saying there is a gap for you, a couple hours. You can have that as a get out of jail free card later on here, or, we can briefly go over it later.
Well, at least I'm not the one in jail.
Yeah, exactly. Again, if Mega does explore or do anything during that gap that doesn't involve you guys, we're gonna move on here. But I guess that's the main reason I'm raising this. Like, during that gap, you would not be visiting them, correct? You're gonna trust the fact that they might join you for dinner.
So I would say he would probably like hold off on trying to visit them, mostly because I feel like he would want to at least give the impression that he trusts their process.
Okay.
And if nothing else, it would probably at least, give maybe a certain level of comfort that it doesn't seem like there's like potentially some like collusion happening with any nefarious forces. So he's doing things for appearance sake.
Okay. Just to clarify, because excuse you, Gesundheit. Eddie, do you disclose everything that happened during that assassination attempt, or do you keep things a bit broad? I gotta know because I know it's a bit up in the air with Jelly walking around.
Well, actually, I feel like the first thing he would like ask before continuing is just it's like because I feel like this is like important context for before he like says anything else. So like, sorry for not like sending word, but it seemed like for whatever reason we couldn't send you word. What's that about?
Let me, this is important to cover. Let's say the setting, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, a little bit more privacy here. Let's say that this occurs perhaps when you're separated from Jelly and inside of your room where they're hosting you. So within the room, we have an opulent room, like a big bed, canopy, along with the table. Perhaps he is being, a maid is serving you both drinks. She leaves, and the moment she leaves, you mention that, and both drinking tea, sitting down. Yes, the damnedest thing. We've been trying to contact you for the longest time. You haven't sent any word back. We thought something may have happened. We were worried sick.
We were kind of worried about you, and based on my understanding of things now,
kind of like clicks his tongue.
There's something weird happening with your city. I tried to actually contact you during the assassination, but for some reason it wouldn't work.
Wrong with the city. And you see that as he says that, he becomes a little bit more distant, and his eyes lose focus. And after a couple seconds, he just goes, "There's nothing wrong with the city. Everything is fine."
Tilts his head at that.
Shakes his head a little bit.
You think it's okay that for whatever reason you can't communicate outside the city or even inside of it?
Upon bringing that up, he opens his mouth like he's about to say something, then closes it. We're fine. We don't need any help. And again, eyes go a little distant.
So, like, just to be on the safe side, I actually did bring a personal physician with me. It's like, it would be good to check us out just in case, But that can come later.
He clicks back and he just goes, physician. Excellent. We need, and again, like as he's about to say something, he goes a little distant again. It's in and out, in and out. Oh, we're fine. I would love to meet your physician. I'm sorry, Mr. Hayes. I have to go. And he's like rubbing his temples a little bit, and he like begins to stand up. Got a nasty headache coming on. Thank you.
We can talk later.
Yeah, let's talk over. Let's talk over lunch. And he has a little bit of a wobble as he's walking towards the door and gets out. All right. No follow-up, absent, or like a big absence in time. Just want to make sure before I transition here.
He will at least try one more thing, if nothing else. Since technically, like, Jelena has the receiving end. Eddie is going to see what happens with cell phone service in the city.
Okay, cell phone.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you say? Let me hear it.
Hey, Jelena, are you getting this?
You hear the lapping of the ocean. Sounds like you're putting your ear against a conch.
Yeah, it's a total blackout.
There are a lot of things wrong with this city. All right. Transitioning here, like on that note, because that's a cool movie moment. Must be a total blackout. Blacks out. And the camera reappears in the dungeon. Unless Aluya or Mavet have any ridiculous schemes within the dungeon, I'm going to say a couple hours pass.
Are we alone or together?
2 separate cells, and there are guards outside. Well, let me clarify. 2 within the room, 2 outside of the room.
Are they going to question us at all?
They are not saying anything, like they're waiting.
So I would just make comments on that. Like, so are we just supposed to wait here forever?
I'll respond to that in a second. Aluya, what were you going to say?
No, she was just gonna chill out and just kind of wait calmly.
Yep.
Is all.
You will wait as long as the master of the house makes you wait.
Why? We did nothing wrong. In fact, we probably saved the master of the house.
That's what you say.
No, that's what I did.
Yeah, right, buddy. Hear that? Tree saying he saved the master.
Well, I don't even see you making a claim. You just sit here on your ass all day?
Hey, watch what you say.
Or what?
I'll come in there. Don't make me, Tree Man.
What's he look like?
It's a pudgy and a shorter elf. Like, you half guess he might be a half-breed because you're seeing a little bit of fur on his chin.
Not only am I bigger than you, but I'm guarantee my bark is a lot stronger than your fat that surrounds your whole body.
That's all the tree has is bark. Laughing at his bad joke. As you're having this little back and forth, we see that the door slowly begins to creak open. Keep in mind, a couple hours passed. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust the clock to reflect that here. Okay. It was 9 o'clock when that happened. Let's say that 5 hours passed. Yep, an hour to get there, 4 hour wait. Yep. So it's 2 o'clock, 2:30. The door begins to open, and again we see a familiar figure. We see Nereus, the father, walk in, the master of the house. His cloak billowing a little bit. Again, it has those scales on it. And you hear him say, "Enough!" And the guard straightens his posture a little bit. "Out, the both of you." "But sir," he said, "out. Now."
You heard the man. Let us out.
Stares at you. He's nonplussed. There's no emotions in the face. And you see the guards funnel out. And he walks up. I'm gonna say he's in the middle. Like, imagine there is a wall between you and Aluia, 2 cells. Imagine he is at the wall, so he can look at both of you.
Can we see each other, or is it like a solid wall between us?
Solid wall. No, actually, you know what? That's fun. Perhaps you can see. It's like, a little bit more of an opaque wall. Perhaps you see only the silhouette. You know when you try to look through like a solid ice, you get that really skewed color and shape. That's what you see. It's like you're looking at a spectrum of Aluia through an ice wall. But go ahead.
Louis will stand up, focus on the gentleman.
His arms are behind his back, and he's letting a pregnant pause take the room. And he's just staring at both of you. His first question would probably be towards Mavet. "What are you?"
I am Mavet Soha Fidash.
Swivels head towards Aluia. "What is he?"
He is what he says he is, Mavet. He is a companion of mine.
His eyes linger towards the tree. "Why do you have smoke coming out of you?"
That is a good question. I am not sure. To be truthfully honest, why don't you have smoke coming out of you?
"'Cause I'm a sea elf. Don't even know what you are." His nostrils flare a little bit. "Why were you both at the scene of the crime?"
Well, I was preventing said crime, so it didn't happen. And my friend over there brought us to the crime that was going to take place that didn't happen because we intervened.
"Why was there an explosion?"
It wasn't really an explosion.
"I heard a boom. I saw smoke."
Yes, it's because Mavet made it so.
Again, eyes squint towards Mavet. "How?"
Do you ask when people can conjure fire? When wizards can manipulate water?
"Yes, but I understand how a wizard manipulates water. I don't understand how you make smoke."
I was born with it. What can I say?
Squints his eyes really hard at that. You don't look like a Triton to me. Fun
Everywhere
jab.
I go, everything looks new, so I'm not sure what else I would look like.
Yeah. Fun jab. If memory serves, like Triton have access to Fog Cloud as a racial trait.
It is a racial spell.
Yep, thought so. So that would be something he'd be familiar with. You're not a Triton. And you're born with this. And what are you?
Look, I told you before, I am Mavet Soha Fidash. Can't be any more clear than that. That's who
That
I
means
am.
nothing to me.
Then why even ask? If it means nothing, why do you even want to respond? Should I just sit here and just shut up? After I saved someone's life?
Takes in a deep breath. Looks towards Aluya. Where do you stand with this? And he hesitates on the word tree man.
Well, to be perfectly frank, he is my friend. He is a loyal companion.
What's both your relationships with Eddie Hayes?
Eddie? Eddie's amazing. He is also a friend. How do you know Eddie?
I've spoken with his father. He cuts it very short on that, not wanting to explain more.
Oh, you've met James?
Nods slowly and eyes you warily.
Yes, we have met him as well.
Crosses his arms. And perhaps with an eyebrow raised. Yeah, he would take control of the situation, he would say. If neither one of you are guilty of the crime, then who is?
Honestly, I don't know. It was Mavet who pointed out that there was an assassin somewhere on the 3rd floor of that building, and I took us up there to try and gauge the situation better, but the person seemed to be intent on shooting somebody. I assume the person in charge. But we intervened. He did escape, though. We are not sure.
What did they look like? What were they doing? What did they have on them? I need details.
Did I get a good look at him out of character, or did Mavet? I thought it was Mavet.
You seen his his back before the fog cloud came into effect.
I only noticed his weapon and his back. That was it.
Looks towards the tree man. What did he look like?
Well, he had white skin. Looked changed, like he could, just white, ashy skin. To me, nothing really special.
Looks at his own skin. Knew it. God damn it, I knew it. Still not stand. Don't get back at them. You see, he's made up his mind about something, but you don't know what.
Yeah, why don't you you share instead of just like leaving out a lot of information?
Again, he glares at you.
I can glare too, and I glare at him.
I have an idea of what faction did this.
And they might be...
Goddamn hippies. And he walks out at that. He has an impression, but you think he might have a misconception of who's responsible for it. He will walk out at this point and slam the door behind him.
Can I attempt to break out?
Yes. Yes, you can. Do you have a way of getting past metal? Oh, not metal bars. Yeah, no, it'd be metal. Walls are ice. It's thick enough. Bars would be metal. If you have method, go right ahead.
Well, I thought if it was ice, I would just attempt to punch him.
Let me be very clear. Walls are ice because it's thick enough where you really won't make much of a difference. But when it comes to something that narrow and small, it would definitely be made out of metal. You see, the architecture is a mix of stone masonry and ice. But if you don't mind, we're running a little bit low on time here. I guess the final thing I need to hear is Seer. Seer, you recorded that conversation. You have all the details here. What do you do? Are you there? Muted at all? Probably walked away. Probably walked away. Nope. What you got?
Nothing. I'm just listening in, so I'm just going oh, there's so much suspense happening.
Yeah. I'm asking what you're doing.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
No,
the camera's towards you. Hallway, you're seeing her walk away. It seems like you got important information, and it seems like she was talking to something or someone.
I actually messaged you about it, but the key. I'll say it now.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm gonna go find Eddie, and then basically follow Eddie. So always keep a group of two.
All right.
So, but eventually what's going to happen is that I'll just be behind Eddie, invisible. Maybe I could talk to him directly. And then if the guy comes back, Eddie can introduce me.
Yeah. If you guys want, I know it's not quite the cliffhanger, but I got a good idea of where I want to start the next session. Is there anything else people want to say that could heavily influence what would happen in the next hour?
I would be writing mean words about the fat guard on the wall, of the ice wall.
His triple chin shake as he looks at you. All right.
With that, I have to dip.
Yeah, that's fine. Luya, I don't suppose you have anything major. I assume that you'd be waiting. Moo told me what she's going to be doing. Mega, I don't think you have anything major that you want to do. You're just going with the flow here. You're going to introduce her, then move on to the next thing.
I mean, guess if Seer it does just randomly show up in the room, it's well, not maybe randomly, but
just imagine we're in the room, the door opens up, and Seer, you're coming in, and Eddie, you don't recognize it because you're more than 10 feet away, and eventually she enters your vision.
You know what? I probably should have recognized that smell anywhere.
Is there a bonfire in this ice?
I hope it's pleasant, mainly because when I switched my invisibility, I had to drop how I look, so probably before anyone would come try to view me, I would turn back into what I was originally before I turned invisible.
Well, I am glad you're here before he showed back up again, because I kind of need you to do me a favor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the General's bewitched.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, because the best way I can explain it too is that I just have recordings of pretty damning evidence that the fake Jillian was the one that helped plan out the assassination. I have them literally confessing on that. Problem is, they were talking to a statue, so I'll need to investigate that further.
It'll be good to have those, but based on my small conversation with him, if you try to talk to him about anything that something is wrong or something is not quite right, he gets all spacey and shrugs it off.
I
think we need to-
can try to. Oh, go on.
Go first. Go first, move. Then he can respond.
Okay, I'll say it's like I could try to dispel, but what do you suggest?
Well, it's like just before he left previously, I told him I would introduce my personal physician to have them look us over. I think that'd probably be the best opportunity to try to deal with it.
Okay.
But otherwise, if we try to show those recordings before we've taken care of it, I think he'd just shrug it off and maybe even throw accusations about it.
Sounds simple enough. If I can't at least dispel things, I can at least tell you what's going on. And then I can make a reason saying like, yes, too much, bile in your blood. We'll do some bloodletting later or whatever. That's still a practice that people do. They need to really stop.
All right.
I'm serious. I see it too often.
All right, we're running on time here, and I have an idea of how I want to start the next session, but I do want to resolve this because that's quite the loose end that we need to deal with. So I would imagine, like before the banquet, like perhaps 30 minutes beforehand, you hear a knock on the door as you guys are relaxing. I'll transition half an hour from here. It'll probably be around 3 o'clock. You hear a knock on the door, then it opens. Not really waiting for a response. You don't have to ask permission to go anywhere in your own home. Yeah. He's like, 1 second. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of close his laptop super fast.
Yeah. Okay, but opens the door. We see the man of the hour. And is Seer still invisible?
I mean, if I had to burn another spell slot, no. I'll probably be just by Eddie.
You'd be visible because we're playing with a lot of time here, and I do apologize. I'm moving forward and expending your spell slots here, but you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. Door opens. He walks in, sees you still in your human form or as a genasi.
I need to be in my human form, or else, if he's bewitched, something could go bad if they figure I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. He walks in, squints his eyes a little bit, and looks towards Eddie. Another one of your friends?
This is the physician I told you about before. They were just looking me over before you walked in.
Walks over and holds out a hand towards you. Move.
They will shake the hand gently.
He's quite forceful. In fact, it's a little too hard, and it might confuse you for a second. But again, Eddie, as you're watching this, you see, like, even though you mentioned she is a friend, he's still cautious. He's checking. Make sure she doesn't have anything, any dangerous weapon on her, in her sleeve, or like a hidden on her. So it's just a firm shake. Doesn't see anything drop. Presumably, Moo. I don't believe you have anything that stealthy on you. I could never be too certain.
No. Well, and the big thing too is
sword
like
drops, the poison, just everything on you.
A feral animal that has rabies falls out.
Just runs across the floor. Where the fuck did that come from? Yeah.
Candles galore just start pouring out.
He relaxes a little bit, gives you a bit of a warm smile. And you guys have the stage. I guess you see that he's his heel is his foot is tipping on the ground, like he's leaning on his heel, like he's ready to move towards the banquet, but you guys have an opportunity to do something if you so desire here.
Sir, like I said before, even if you don't feel as though anything might be wrong, it still might be good to have a once-over after just being targeted for assassination.
His eyes go a little dim and he nods slightly. Sounds reasonable.
You also can know that my intentions are good by the fact that this isn't our first meeting, if you remember.
Nods cautiously. You're a strange one. And he says that with a goofy smile. Never had someone touch me, and run away like that. Well, actually, my wife, and he just thinks so. looks at distance.
Takes off the hood. He's the wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
What do you do?
Seer will walk over in human form. The fun thing too, and Eddie's gonna notice something very different when Seer is in this form.
Yep.
Seer is a lot more like touchy, where usually she could just look at things and kind of do that. This time she's more physical, so it's like, wait a minute. She's usually very cautious because she's like on fire all the time, where now it's like she could just be very invasive or like handle things more. Like the best way I could explain it to Eddie, is that you'll see Seer never pick up things or touch things. So like, for example, she might not pick up a cup of water. She might just not pick up books unless she's like cautious. And now you see her just like being like super like unimpeded.
Okay.
She's not cautious. She's throwing in a sense of like actually physically examining this guy.
All right. And do you cast any spells? Doing a medicine check? What do you do?
I describe it. Cutting out a little bit, but that's okay.
Like basically, are we going to be throwing all of our tools at this? It's like
if I could fix and make him into an ally, yes. But what I would like to do is do a physical examination, see if he has any physical bewitchment things. For example, if I am going to cast a spell, I could cast Identify on him.
Okay. Hang on. Hold your horses for a second. Looking at the wording one more time with that spell.
Yeah, I do believe it does let you identify any spells on him.
Yeah, choose one object that you must touch. Magic item, properties.
What I love about it too is like it doesn't look like I'm casting a spell.
The item that was created. Instead, touch a creature. There we go. Touch a creature. You learn what spells, if any. All right, that's cool. So I can give you a little bit of information here. So describe what the diagnosis looks like how you go through your process, and I'll tell you the result here.
This is what I love about it. It's just because like it looks like I didn't cast a spell. It looks more like I'm doing a doctor investigation. So it's like checking reflexes, checking their lung, going through that, being like, all right, blood sample, doesn't even ask permission, just pokes him. He's like, ow. I pull it out, look at the vial, and this is when I cast Identify. Puts the blood back into him subtly, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, like, I imagine as you're distilling the blood, perhaps it's in a solution, and you're looking for a particular color. It looks purple. And you note that it is the effects of a charm spell. It appears what he was going through, and because this was a good use of your Identify, it appears he's been taking, whether against his will or knowingly, he's been taking multiple filters of love. And it seems like this particular strain of it and sustained use has given him a bit of a permanent effect of the charmed condition.
I mean, if it's permanent, it's hard to remove a charm.
No, let me rephrase that. For the duration, it is considered indefinite. Let me not use the word permanent, as a indefinite duration at the moment, because permanent carries weight. I recognize that.
Basically, you'll see going like, huh, turns purple, just injects it back into their blood and be like, I have a diagnosis now.
And nods at you. What's wrong?
I would honestly say you are in a bit of a bind. And if I try one more thing to test something very simple?
And what do you do?
You see her put on like what looks to be like these gloves, but then it's like she has this little syringe. She morphs it around her hand to make it look like these brass knuckles, and I just slap them, aka dispel magic.
Okay, dispel magic. That's what you're doing. Got you.
Correct.
Yep.
It's not like a gentle slap. This is like I just slap him with a dispel magic.
If you want to say it, Mega, you can. Perfectly fine.
Since I don't know the level of it, or since I don't necessarily like, because we can't really like communicate discreetly. At the very least, throwing a guidance on Seer's way if she has to actually make a check.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's hard, because this is from a magic item. It is not really through a spell. It is a magical effect. Let me look at the exact wording of dispel magic here so I can make a fair ruling. Because I know it will impact it. I just need to have a good look here.
I mean, like, essentially, does it give them the effect of a spell? It's just through a magic item? Like, I don't have Filter of Love in front of me. Yeah,
Filter of Love just provides a charmed condition for 10 minutes, but it's indefinite. So that's
what makes it kind of tricky.
Yeah. So I'm going to go fast and hard with this. I want to make this work, even though it technically doesn't replicate a spell, but it does feel a step above 3rd level. I would say 4th level. What does it do for 4th level spells? For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target. Okay, yeah. So we'll make it. So it'd be a DC 14. So you gotta do.
Will you send me a roll for an intelligence check?
Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Your spellcasting ability would be a +6.
Yep, she does it with intelligence.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm doing it right, because I know you send us the rolls.
Yeah, this one's a little bit tricky. I don't think I can send you the roll on a spell attack. So just it might be easier just to make a spell
attack. You can just have her make an intelligence check.
Okay, and straight okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. Sounds good to me.
I won't lie though, it's incredibly hard to fail the check unless some fucking how I roll a 1.
I'm that's the only reason why I'm making you roll this, because I want to see if you have to spend a resource here. Beyond the dispel magic. Unless you have a free casting of it. Oh, close. There we go.
But I could also Flash of Genius.
Okay, that's exactly the main reason I made you roll. Let me use that Flash of Genius. And I want to end the scene with you doing your examination, you doing the cure in his eyes. Like perhaps the camera zooms into his eyes. He closes like his dull eyes really tight. And after you finish, his eyes slowly open and they're clear and sharp. We're going to end the session there for today. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savik, and any other music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using, and if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Iola Skyju.